There are so many people who create sins through their experiences and end up in hell. Well, don't you know about the different realms? With so many different realms, you can imagine how many hells there are. This event involves so many people creating sins that lead to hell. The main point is right here. So seeing this phenomenon, it's really terrifying. Why do sentient beings commit these sins? It's because no one teaches them. All sentient beings have good roots. Everyone has a heart that desires to do good, but unfortunately no one teaches him. No one helps them. Well, the true intention of the Buddha in this scripture is to encourage us to learn from Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. We need to become the manifestations of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. We can develop ourselves to be role models and set an example. Everywhere, we should encourage all sentient beings to practice properly and cultivate themselves. This is the heart of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva, the face of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva, the heart of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. The four groups of followers. Remember this everywhere you go. Set an example for everyone. In your family, be a role model for your whole family. In this temple, be a role model for all the four groups of practitioners here. Don't say, he's not doing it, so why should I? That's where you are mistaken. If he's heading to hell, why shouldn't I strive to avoid hell? Isn't that exactly what it means? If he's not heading to hell, then I want to save him. How can I save him? I'll set an example for him to see. More like it. If he's greedy, why not me? Interests, compete, drags all to hell. It's really a fight for interests. Why shouldn't I fight for it? This is creating an image of a realm that drags all sentient beings down to hell. That's wrong. When we see others struggling in hell, we need to set a good example of how to escape from hell. That's the right way to show how to transcend the sea of suffering. You can't say that because many people are doing it. It's okay to do it. If everyone in the world is doing it, why should I be the only one not to? Those who do it are confused and turned upside down. Those who don't do it have awakened and turned back. This is our path. It's tough to persuade others in this world. If you're telling others to do something, why aren't you doing it yourself? How can people believe you? You've got to do it yourself. Only then can you inspire others' confidence. And only then can you lead others towards goodness. You really have to lead by example. The Buddha taught the Brahmin woman like this, and is teaching all of us as well. You really have to take it seriously and turn back. Yeah. You need to be courageous and diligent. Looking at the scripture below, once the divine power enters, it manifests in various aspects. with all the virtues, liberation comes from the same path. And in one country, there are countless peach trees. Together, we hold fragrant flowers to offer to the Buddha. So what this passage of scripture is saying, the crowd that came with Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, these people are honestly accepting the teachings of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva and awakening. The Huyen Sutra, mind turns back. Today, the manifestations of Ksitigarbha are all gathered to escape from the sky. These large ordinary beings have freed themselves from hell. They also accompany Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva to escape to the heavenly palace to meet Shakyamuni Buddha. These large ordinary beings have freed themselves from hell. They also accompanied Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva to escape from the heavenly palace to meet Shakyamuni Buddha. Today's gathering in the heavenly palace is incredibly special. Why is that? All the Buddhas and Tathagatas are right here. This offering to the Buddha is truly complete. Yeah. The Pure Land. These people being reborn in the Pure Land. They also need to manifest in the realms of the Buddhas, in the vastness of the Dharma world to offer to the Buddha. It's understood that today, all the Buddhas and Tathagatas are gathered together in one place, so there's no need to manifest in various realms. These big ordinary folks who accompany Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva are truly blessed. At one time, they all offer to all the Buddhas and Tathagatas. Look how special this is. The Pure Land is just incredibly special. From this place, we can further appreciate the uniqueness of the Ksitigarbha teachings. Ksitigarbha is a fierce scholar of the void. Everywhere shows that it's the best, surpassing the Pure Land. This is the fundamental essence of all teachings. Like you all bringing incense and flowers to offer to the Buddha. The incense and flowers are offerings of devotion. I express my deep respect. Transforming to represent different teachings. Painting represents sound. Growing causes to achieve the right results. This watch is a true offering in the practice of Confucianism. Now, that's what you call a real offering. The scripture of the Green Mountains, with notes in copper and other cups. Precepts taught by Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. Never to regress in the attainment of Anuttara Samaya Sambodhi. Leave the complicated words to me to explain. Come along with Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. These folks can take part in the opportunity to escape the heavenly realm. It's all about accepting the teachings of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. The nature of evil is rooted. We're talking about being rootless and powerless. If you believe in the Sutra and recite it, it will take root. And this is valuable. Only with a strong foundation can one never regress and achieve supreme enlightenment. These people, after this nature of evil is accomplished, what faith aspires to is supreme enlightenment. You see, everything in this world is impermanent. there's nothing to hold on to. Knowledge seeks supreme enlightenment. It's about being it all. For a long time, we've been wandering through the cycle of life and death, suffering in the 6 realms without a moment's rest. That's what I'm saying. It's truly intricate. This is a big repetition. Western medicine describes their past in the cycle of the 6 realms. Leaving home means us folks, you know. The fatigue of life and death. There's never been a moment's rest. With Kitigaba Bodhisattva, vast compassion due to the circumstances of life, age or national politics. Red line. Test shot. What are the causes for freedom? Jackie Chan, the compassionate teachings of Kitigaba Bodhisattva. Of Kitigaba Bodhisattva. Various skillful means. It shows that in Buddhism, compassion is fundamental and skillful means are the gateway. Kitigaba Bodhisattva embodies great compassion, you know. What about the various skillful means? This is talking about his cleverness. To achieve various things for all sentient beings. So the next one is for all sentient beings, creating all sorts of different forms. All other sentient beings are covered in tattoos. By letting go of these forms, one can gain some insight. Got it? Turning back. This is the skillful means of the Bodhisattva. As for the Bodhisattva doing things and cooking for sentient beings, set an example, be a role model. So, after these people have had contact with it, they all gain some insight. And turning back to practice properly. This ancient text, although it may not be like what the mainstream says about the hearers and Pratyekabuddhas, he has attained this because of the great actions of an ordinary person. This is truly, truly rare. The body-mind has arisen. The afflictions haven't been cut off, yet the body-mind is sacred. This is called the great mind turning back. Now that you know, with hearts full of glory, they present themselves before the Tathagata, thereas not touching the void. This describes the joy of these people when they arrive at the Tvatesa, heaven, joyful and exuberant. It's all completely revealed in terms of form. Show a heart full of gratitude. Grateful for the teachings of Kitigaba Bodhisattva, thankful for the blessings received from all the Buddhas. It's really hard to describe. Let's take a look at the next record. In the 20 worlds, the Buddha gives golden coins, countless and beyond measure, unimaginable, inconceivable, unquantifiable, and innumerable, infinite in the wondrous world. May the manifestations of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva Masattva be blessed, countless in the wondrous world. May the manifestations of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva Masattva be blessed. This means that all these numbers are incredibly profound. Write poetry and free the world. Sentient beings who create properties, infinite and boundless. This is the true meaning here. So Kittagarbha needs to manifest in so many forms to help these suffering beings. The more manifestations Kittagarbha Bodhisattva has, the more we understand the extent of hell, the more we know about hell, the more we realize the sins that create hell, and the suffering that those who commit these sins endure. So in the heavenly palace of Tafkata, the world-honored one comforted Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. After the roof is built, it's hard to lie down. The Buddha spoke without words. Teaching is for the strong-willed. The Buddha spoke without words, without a master or a task. Teaching like this is for the strong-willed beings. To calm the mind. There were 1 or 2 people sleeping in the study and correction room. So this is Shakyamuni Buddha giving instructions in the heavenly palace. Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. The responsibilities of Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. Heavier than anyone else. Kittagarbha guides beings. Why didn't Shakyamuni save them? It was entrusted to Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. Tsuyu understands where this principle lies. Why didn't Shakyamuni Buddha just take on the task of guiding sentient beings himself? Trust it to Guanyin Bodhisattva. Why not entrust it to Samantabhadra Bodhisattva? Manjushri Bodhisattva is a great Bodhisattva. Why not entrust it to them? Why give it to Kittagarbha? To be honest, those bodhisattvas can't save them. No legal system here. Only Kittagarbha Bodhisattva can save them. Do you all understand what this means? What is Kittagarbha Bodhisattva called? Honor your parents and respect your teachers. If a person is unfilial and doesn't respect their teachers, what kind of Bodhisattva or Buddha can they even read about? They can't understand anything. Kittagarbha Bodhisattva. Teaching is laying the foundation. Teaching year 1. Yeah. Guanyin teaches year 2, Manjushri year 3, Samantabhadra year 4, Master year 1 to progress. Becoming a Buddha starts with honoring parents and teachers. Kittagarbha's course is about this. Master it before moving on. Everyone needs to understand. To become a Buddha, it all starts with honoring your parents and respecting your teachers. The course that Kittagarbha Bodhisattva opens is all about honoring your parents and respecting your teachers. If you can't get this subject right, then don't even bother talking about the others. So when you truly honor your parents and respect your teachers, only then can Guanyin Bodhisattva really lend a hand. And that's when you can talk about great compassion and great mercy. It's all about expanding that honoring of parents and respect for teachers. What Guanyin teaches? That's the principle behind it. So blessings aren't found in the world at times. You must let Kittagaba Bodhisattva represent the Buddha. Even if you can't elevate your state, if you can truly honor your parents and respect your teachers, you won't be stuck in the three realms. Stuck in three realms, free in three flowers path. So this is the fundamental teaching of Buddhism. We can't establish ourselves on the fundamental teachings. To be honest, learning Buddhism is just a matter of words, really. In the Avatamsaka Sutra, it mentions these 10 roots. This means in this life, no benefits. You may get a Dharma seed in your alaya consciousness, but must wait for future lives, for conditions to mature. Heavy karma means in this life, no results, but a solid foundation with Kittagaba teachings is key. The first Buddha knows this. Heavy karma now, no results. Kittagaba teachings build foundation. If you've laid the foundation here with the Kittagaba teachings, it means that the first Buddha among the three Buddhas understands this. Everyone needs to understand what the third sutra is all about. It's about honoring and caring for your parents, serving your teachers with respect, and having a compassionate heart to adorn the sacred. 4 lines. So back in the day when I was in America, the East Coast cities are talking about the great meaning of the Ksitigarbha Sutra, and some people find it strange. Master Jinkong specializes in Pure Land Buddhism. How can he talk about the Ksitigarbha Sutra? Hey, someone came and asked me. I said I haven't spoken on it. The third sutra, well, you can't just go around talking about it everywhere. The third stage, Sai, it's just that you don't understand. What I'm talking about is being dedicated to your work. It's the first of the 3 blessings. I'm still focused on my Pure Land practices. Haven't strayed from my core teachings, yeah. Shakyamuni Buddha taught Lady Visakha. Lady Visakha seeks rebirth in the Western Pure Land. She's asking Shakyamuni Buddha. Lady Visakha, am seeking rebirth in the Western Pure Land. Please ask Shakyamuni Buddha to teach him. What's the method for rebirth? Before the world honored one taught him the method of chanting the Buddha's name. First, teach him to cultivate the Pure Land practices of the 3 Buddhas. Tell him this is a technique, and the blessings of the 3 realms are all achieved based on this foundation. It's like building a house, right? They first teach you how to lay the foundation. I'll teach you how to do it after the foundation is laid. You reckon how important this is? Then the Sutra of the original vow of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva is the first Buddha among the 3 Buddhas. You reckon important? Without a heart of filial piety towards parents and respect for teachers and the way, discussing anything else is pointless. Not a single one. If you don't have a heart of filial piety towards your parents and respect for teachers and the way, then there's really no point in discussing anything else. How can you establish the Dharma? The Dharma is about teaching. It's education. Private morality is based on filial piety. Without filial piety, there's no way of the teacher what's there to talk about. This is important. And I haven't forgotten it. In all these 20-odd years, I advocate for building ancestral halls. Since ancient times, in China, ancestral halls have been a center for teaching filial piety. So now with the government's policies, every family's ancestral hall is gone. Build halls. After the abolition, there will be new establishments. So how should the new ones be set up? We should build communal ancestral halls. Don't do it one family at a time. One ancestral hall for each county. The people's purpose in the past was about family ancestral halls like the Zhong family hall and the Li family hall. Now, with our new approach, it aligns with the country's socialist policies. Building communal ancestral halls is a good idea. The people of the nation unite as one. Every year during the spring and autumn festivals, the county head presides over the ancestral worship.
This number are...
Let the people elect a few representatives to lay the foundation. We need to promote filial piety even more than before. The country should build a central ancestral hall. The president of the country will offer sacrifices. Every deity has its own ancestral hall, and every county should have its own ancestral hall as well. It's good to promote the teachings, but let's not do it family by family. We want all the clans from each county across the nation to unite as one. So after a destruction, there is a perfect reconstruction. That is more advanced and more extraordinary than before. That's it. So I advocate for establishing the people's purpose. Not just in our own country, but every county and city should set up places overseas, wherever there are overseas Chinese. All right, that's it for today. We've reached the end of our time. Amitabha, Amitabha.
Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. 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 Amitabha.